All right, we're live.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Entrefluential Live podcast. I'm your host, John Tanner.
And I'm your co-host, Sebastian Tanner.
And we are here in episode 37. And tonight, our... Sorry, I was stumped on a message on the computer here. Tonight, our instruction is, our lesson is, our topic, which we're going to get into at the end on the Entrepreneurship tip of the day, is what drives entrepreneurs to start a business? So hopefully we're going to answer that question for you in this episode.
Yes. Oh, I can think of so many answers off the top of my head why you want to start a business, man. Especially in today's times when everything is so expensive and money's not lasting like it used to.
Absolutely.
In this moment, you need to start a business so you can get ahead. You know, we need to, over time get ahead so that way when we're out of a recession, we can really be thriving. Because I think moments like this is what makes
absolutely. So like the companies that thrive during a recession are amazing companies. Like they're the ones who have it together. They've got the drive, the ambition. They're paying attention. And so we're gonna talk about what drives entrepreneurs to even want to get into being their own boss, right?
Nice.
So we'll talk about that today. And if you don't know this, I think approximately 50% of our GDP, our gross domestic product, is from entrepreneurs. It's from small business owners.
Wow.
50% of our income. So that's basically half of America. Wow. So if you think about that, 1 out of every 2 people is an entrepreneur or should be an entrepreneur. Amazing. It is a big number, right?
Yeah, it's a huge number.
And we need that to continue on. And I would love to see it even grow. I would love to see, in my lifetime, at least 60% of Americans to be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
That would be great because that's what makes America great.
Yes, absolutely.
It really does. Okay, so guys, what we're going to do today is we're going to start with our standard physical tip of the day, which I'm going to turn over to Sebastian.
All right, so today we're on number 10, finally.
Yep.
This is the end of our list of 10 strength, performance, and conditioning exercises by the American Sports and Fitness website. And number 10 is kind of piggybacking off of our last episode with reverse lunges at number 9. Today we have lateral lunges. So they have it like this. This exercise is another variant of lunges that focuses on recruiting muscles such as your hips, your glutes, your adductors, and abductors. Since you perform lunges on your left and right instead of front or back, they are called lateral lunges. So it's the same exact thing. You do the lunge the same way, whether you do it reverse, whether you do it normal, stepping forward. Doesn't matter how you do the lunge. The lunge is the lunge. It shouldn't ever be changed. The only thing that's getting changed in this one is that you're going to your left and to your right. So instead of lunging forward, you lunge to your right and then do the same thing. So it's going to feel a little bit different than doing a front to back lunge.
So it's got to work something else besides your glutes and your, what do you call it? That front leg
your quads.
Your quads.
Yeah, so I think front and back, like front and reverse lunges will work more hamstring and quad dominant because of the way it's set up. Obviously it works glutes and etc. But I think the lateral lunge, from my own knowledge, I would say that it's going to work more of your hips and more of the hip flexion and getting maybe the tightness out of your hips. This might be even something good.
And shape your hips too, right? Yeah?
Maybe. No? I'm not sure. I don't know too much about training legs at this moment, but I think since this is a lateral, you know, like when you do the reverse and you're doing the lunge to the front, like a regular normal lunge, you're working your quad and your hamstring a lot more than it would be if you were doing a lateral lunge because the movements you want to keep the same form, but since you're going to the side, it's different. You know, it's going to be a little bit different. You're lunging to the side, so you're bending down on the left side when you go left, and then you're bending down on the right.
That might work your abs too, right?
Yes, that's why it works your abductors and your adductors. I don't even know what an adductor is, guys. But the abductor.
Let's be honest, right?
I don't need to pretend to you guys like I'm some amazing trainer. I'm still learning right now. I'm always going to keep learning. But it says abductors, so yeah, it's going to work your core because you got to keep yourself stabilized. And it's different than doing a normal lunge because a lunge, whether you're reversing, you're going forward, or you're putting your back leg on a bench, the lunge is going straight up and down. You know, like this, right? And you're with the center of your momentum. But this one, since you're leaning to the left and right, you're you're engaging more of your core, I would say. You know, I would be shocked if you weren't, because of the way that the lateral lunge is set up. And I think it's going to work more on your hips than a regular lunge. And that's something that I need to work on more, is getting my hip flexion. I started doing, you know, kickboxing training for my cardio because I love MMA. I love watching the UFC. I love all of this stuff. I always wanted to join karate and whatnot when I was a kid. So now that I'm older, instead of always thinking that I need to pay to go and learn anything, I'm just studying. I'm watching videos and I'm studying, and I'm getting better.
I mean, ever since COVID lockdown, it really brought into focus that
You can
YouTube has everything.
Yes, it has everything. So you don't have an excuse not to learn something.
Yeah,
You can
because
start
what are you going to do in the classroom? I mean, you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're modeling the instructor doing the moves.
Exactly.
You know, the only other thing is physical contact, but like you can find a sparring partner.
Absolutely.
First, you have to learn the techniques before you can spar.
Exactly. So right now that I'm doing it, now I'm working more on kicks. I'm noticing my hips are tight.
Yeah.
So doing something like this, I would think I'm going to start doing this after reading this. You know, I haven't really implemented it much, but that looks like a great thing. If you're someone that's, you know, into MMA, into just training kickboxing, even if you don't want to go and start fighting professionally or whatever, you just like it for fun.
It's a good workout.
And your legs are getting tight.
Yeah.
Start doing some yoga and stuff. It's a great workout.
And God forbid you ever be in a situation that you need to have your self-defense skills.
To know how to fight. Yes.
Your body needs to have the activity, the multiple. So what happens is when you get good at something, it's because you do it repetitiously.
Yes.
So you've got to put your repetitions in. So like if you do these repetitions, you're gonna, like, if you have an incident where somebody's gonna attack you, you're gonna be able to stand your ground.
I think everyone should learn, you know, because your body's a weapon. Every body part, your elbow is a weapon. Every elbow, the hands, the legs, the knees.
And if you don't practice it, you'll forget it. Like, you know, it's hard to remember. Like because I've been punching.
It's a great workout.
I punched not since I fell down. I hurt this hand.
Oh yeah.
But so I've been letting it heal.
Yes.
I'm even today. I even had to go light on the weights because it's hurt. It's hurting, and I don't want to break it.
It's important to recover.
So I'm trying to recover fully.
Yes.
But before the fall, I've been punching that thing too. I'm doing the moves, the kata that I learned when I was doing judo.
Wow.
So striking, striking moves, and I do my blocks too, like as if I was being kicked, right?
You know what's good?
It's great, man.
Also,
I love having that punching.
Even just without punching it. It's still a great workout.
Yeah.
Even if you go and you don't, because sometimes I'll go and hit the dummy bare fist, and I've been bruising up my knuckles doing that.
Oh, okay.
I like to use the gloves, but I can't use my Apple Watch when I have my gloves on.
Oh.
So that's why I wasn't using the gloves, because I wanted to track the calories.
Oh.
So now I'm just tracking whatever I get in my steps, and if I burn something extra, good, bring that fat away. I don't even need to track it.
Right, you don't need to track that part. So you can take the watch off.
So now I'm taking off to use the gloves.
And then just do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Eventually, maybe I'll get hand wraps and I can keep the watch on, whatever. But for a little bit, I had bruised on my knuckles, so I just started lightly sparring against the dummy without hitting it, really. Dude, and that's still a workout.
There's some idiots on YouTube that are doing crazy things like punching bricks and punching, kicking. I saw this one guy kick a freaking, like this one guy like punched like 5 bricks in a row in his hand. When he was done, he was like, oh, right? But he looked at his hand and it was swollen.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen
so
these
ridiculous.
I've seen these. They do it for likes.
Right. And this one guy kicked the freaking bat. And then afterwards, he couldn't walk. He like did this limp, and I was like, "Oh, he probably broke his foot. He's gonna go to the hospital right after that." Video.
Yeah, guys, don't
do that.
Some crap like that.
Yeah, and especially don't think you can do it. Like that's just stupid. Like don't be stupid. Don't break your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. If you punch something hard enough, you'll break these bones.
You'll break it.
And then so like you'll be deformed. Yep. Like what do you want to have, a deformed hand? No, this is strong enough as it is. Look,
you'll be lucky if you're
punching a face. A face is not a brick. It doesn't need to be hard.
Exactly.
You don't need to be. Don't use a brick. You know, it's just ridiculous, man.
I completely agree. There's so many people. I mean, there's
people
absurd. Like monks who train themselves to be able to
they don't
certain things, but they do it responsibly.
But they're not doing what these guys are doing. No, that's ridiculous,
people are just doing it for clout. They're doing it to get likes. They're getting these cinder blocks.
For the all shock and awe factor.
And make it seem like they're crazy tough.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Don't do that.
Who cares about that? Don't be the tough guy.
Be smart.
Be the one that can defend yourself if you need to.
Go work out. You know, punch a bag. Put gloves on and punch a bag. That'll get you enough training. That's all you need, man.
Exactly.
Don't go punching bricks to show that you're cool. It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Exactly.
All right. Anyway, moving on. So that was
fitness tip of the day.
Yeah.
Lateral lunges and
that's
start
the last.
sparring if you want to switch up your cardio.
So that's the last 10 tips from the American Sports and Fitness Association, because we've covered 10.
Yep.
And now Sebastian's going to move into making videos.
Yeah. So now that we've done these 10, I wanted to shoot a video for today, but the schedule was conflicting and I wasn't able to. But since we had 10 of these, we'll close the chapter on this website from AmericanSportsAndFitness.com.
Yep.
And now we're going to open up a chapter of you guys watching me do everything that is the fitness tip of the day.
And we're recruiting people too. So we've been asking around, and we're trying to get some friends to shoot some videos of activities that they do as well, so that they can come in and do the physical tip of the day for us as well.
Yes, and it would be lovely if we had women to join too.
Right, we want men and women.
We want to be able to give fitness tips. I give a lot of
for
fitness
all
tips
of our audience
for a general thing, but I would like it to be specific
Diverse.
for some episodes.
Absolutely.
This is for women. This is for men. This is for pregnant women or whatever.
That would
Because
be
when
cool.
women are pregnant, they have to do different workouts.
Or seniors as well, right?
And senior workouts.
Senior citizens work out differently
Yes.
than, even people my age in late 40s.
Work
We
out
work out
differently
differently than 20-year-olds, So
exactly.
we need some diversity. So if you guys are into fitness and you want to share something, even if it's yoga or Tai Chi, we welcome those physical, because it's all about physical wellness, right? So we cover physical, mental, spiritual wellness, and then we do the entrepreneurship side, which is the second half of the show.
Yes.
So anything physical, right? Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, physical workouts at the gym. We look forward to receiving that information from you, because we would love to share it.
And we would love videos of you guys doing it.
Right.
That's
you
the key thing.
email us.
We want to show the viewers.
Right. And you can either email us a link to your, if you can do it on a YouTube video and either public or private, however you want to do it, but share us the link to it, and then we'll broadcast it. We'll show it on our show.
Yeah, because I think it's one thing to
sponsor
hear it,
you.
and then it's another thing when you can see it.
Absolutely.
Okay, now
the
I see
visual
what you're
demonstration is
talking about.
awesome.
Yeah.
Or even if you just want to come on screen and just talk about it, right? We'd love that too.
That would be cool too. That would also be cool.
So reach out to us at the entrefluentiallife@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or you can hit us up at the Entrefluential Life on YouTube or on Instagram at the Entrefluential Life.
You got a lot of ways to reach us, guys. Just reach out.
Yeah, just call.
Just
send
reach out.
signals.
We would love to have you guys on.
Email.
Yes.
Right?
Share audiences.
Call us.
Share your audience with us, and we'll share ours with yours.
Absolutely.
With you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can call my Coleman Tanner Realty phone.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 904-698-2014. You can call my cell phone, 786-247-6379. Wait, that's not my number. That's my mom's number. 786-327-6326.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So that's it. Physical tip of the day.
Physical tip of the day. Mental tip of the day. So I was listening to Tony Robbins earlier before the show. I know, man. His energy is so freaking on fire. I love it. He's all about action, momentum, and mindset, right?
Massive
so
action.
It's freaking fantastic, man.
Yes.
So his tip actually comes from his mentor, Jim Rohn. So it's from the two. So I credit Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn with this. And here it is. The instruction is, number one, guard your mind, right? Guard the door of your mind. And I'm going to add to that, guard the door of your mind from bad instructions. Okay, so we all receive instructions in life. I want you to do a self-analysis and determine, are the instructions that I'm following now serving me or hurting me?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if you have instructions that are hurting you, I want you to start replacing those instructions with good instructions. So that's the second half of this. Feed your mind every day with good instructions.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Reprogram your mind out of the old, bad, negative thoughts and beliefs and instructions from other people that you've heard and learned, and now it's embedded into your system. So you go and you do your every daily life like these things are true.
Do a detox.
Detox your mind.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're going to, after you cleanse, you're going to be you 2.0.
Yes.
And tomorrow I want you to be you 3.0. And the day after that I want you to be you 4.0. And the day after that you 5.0. And you just continue on. You keep reiterating yourself. You keep being the phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yes.
You reinvent yourself every single day by the renewing of your mind.
Yes.
And every day you're going to put up the barrier. You're going to put up your guard, your shield, like a sword, like a soldier. You've got your shield, and you're going to block bad info from coming into your mind. right? And you're going to
Yes.
reprogram with good info into your mind.
I love that.
Right?
And this same this thing works the same for getting negative thoughts out of your own mind. When you start thinking negatively, you have the same mindset. Okay, now it's just like me blocking other sources of information from my mind. Let me block my own source of information, because you also have a voice of a liar inside your head. The voice that tells you that you're not good enough. The voice of doubt.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to block that away. And so the same mindset of blocking everyone else, you got to be able to block out yourself when you're telling yourself that you can't do it.
I love that you brought that up, because I was watching remember that the link that I sent you?
From Brendan Burchard.
Right.
Yes.
So Brendan Burchard was talking about having self-confidence, right?
Yes.
And so the more you have self-confidence, the more you bolster your self-confidence, the more you can turn off that negative voice, because there's going to be times where it comes up and you're going to be taking action steps. And it's important to take a lot of action steps. When you're taking your action steps, you're going to come across times where you're doubting yourself. You're going to come across times where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work out. Am I on the right path?
It's natural to think that way.
Right. But if you do if you constantly are working on your mind game, right? Every morning with the morning mental exercise, right? The MMEs, I call it, the morning mental exercise. You look at your positive affirmations and you review them every single day. When that thought comes up that says, oh, who are you to do this? What do you think you're doing? Remember who you're serving.
Yes.
Remember your positive affirmations. Listen, my mission is more important than my fear, right? And let that charge you and guide you to continue taking those action steps.
You know, it's really cool that you just said, remember who you're serving. And when you think about that, God is bigger than all of this.
Absolutely.
So when you remember, it just makes me think of the quote, even though I walk through the valley of death, rewind.
Yea, though I walk through the valley, a shadow of death.
Yep, I shall fear no evil.
I shall feel no evil. Yep.
Because the Lord is with me.
Because the Lord is with me.
Yep. Okay, so it was a little botched, but I was on the right track.
No, you got it.
My intention was right.
You got
and
it.
it's just the fact that when He is with you, who can be against you?
That's right.
You know? So when you remember who you're serving, like you said,
100%.
it's bigger than any of this is bigger than you.
And the shadow of death, to me, my interpretation of the shadow of death, because the shadow, what does the shadow do? Like you're here.
Yep.
There's a shadow behind us. The shadow is not you.
Yeah.
Right? Or the person next to you that you're walking. If you're walking and you see people's shadows, what I think it is the shadow of death represents everybody who's not saved when Jesus comes back and reclaims the earth, reclaims the world. Anybody who's not saved, you're in the shadow of death. You're dying. You're gone. But the rest of us, those of us who are saved, are walking through this pathway of future dead people, right?
Yeah.
The unsaved.
Yeah.
We're walking through that shadow of death. We're walking through that path.
That's a good analogy. I also think, in a way, it can also be interpreted as, just to put it like this. You could also, the shadow of death could also be you not working hard enough to get to your goal. You know, so it's like, even I agree with what you're saying, and I think that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is literally. But I think another way to look at it is also, the shadow of death, you can look at it as that's me not fulfilling my potential. I'm walking around a lot of unfulfilled potential.
100%.
I might just be bringing in something else. Like we talked about but you gave me another thought. You did. Gave me a new idea.
And it's fantastic. I really love it, because what you're really, I don't even know if you know this, but what you're talking about is quantum physics.
Really?
So quantum physics is multiple realities. So you have a whole unlimited, options of choices that you could do that will play out and have the domino effect of many outcomes.
Yeah.
Right? If I choose to pick up this drink, there's going to be a future outcome that goes in response to that.
Yeah.
If I pick up this bottle, there's going to be a response to that.
Yes.
If I take your bottle, that's going to be another response.
Yeah.
If I put this chest rub in my mouth, that's going to be another trajectory, right? Another pathway. All of these multiple variations based on your choice of what you're doing right now.
Yes.
So what you're saying, like, I walk through the valley of shadow of death, if you want to look at it from a mindset perspective, right?
Yes.
From the mindset perspective, you have a lot of options that you can choose from that end up in death.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's quantum physics. It's
Yes,
looking
right.
and thinking
Yeah.
about. It's like the Matrix.
Yeah.
All of these potential realities that
Exactly.
exist, right?
Exactly.
It's like the Matrix. So you have to think. Okay, I need to block myself from choosing those death pathways and choose life pathways. Follow the light. That's why Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." Right?
Yes.
I am the way, the truth, and the life. You've got to follow the light.
That path. Yes.
100%, man. And then when you're walking in that path, the domino effect of your actions are going to be life-giving to yourself and to everyone around you, because the Bible says that we are a spring of living water. Yeah. And what happens to a spring when it overflows? It spills all around it. So if you are a living water, you're giving life to everyone around you. Yes. That's another quantum action, right? Domino effects out forever. In eternity. If you think about you're saving lives, you're saving lives for eternity. Yeah. Eternity. It's amazing.
I notice that when I'm overflowing with my
goodness,
I notice people talk to me more.
100%.
And I don't really just walk around like like I don't really walk around like I look sweet, like you can just come at me and rob me. I walk around with a serious look on my face. I'm not trying to look tough. I just look serious because there's people out there and you don't know what they're going to do. I don't walk around.
Right. You have your guard up.
I have my guard up. I always have a guard.
You have to have your guard up.
But when I just
keep out the bad.
Exactly.
Keep out the bad information.
Exactly.
And people.
And even with my guard up, I notice that more people will talk to me. Like different people will interact with me.
And that's probably because they even though you're walking with your guard up, that guard, they can see on your shield, you have a cross.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're like, oh, he's a good guy.
Yes.
People can feel your energy.
That walk around and they look like they're trying to portray that they're tough and you don't want to go and talk to them, really.
But Jesus in the Bible, God says, you are marked.
Yes.
You're marked with the cross. You're marked when you're saved. You're marked. And so that mark, we can't see it because it's in the peripheral life. You know what I mean? So, but you got that energy.
And they can feel
Dude,
it.
You can feel somebody's negative energy.
Yes.
You can feel they're a threat, and you can feel that somebody's good energy and that they're safe. Exactly. And that's why they want to talk to you, is because they feel that you're safe.
Yeah, and I notice people just talk to me, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of doing things now. Since we started this podcast, it's been amazing because it's turned me into a much more productive person. I used to be on the game all day long, and now I don't even have time for the game. I tried to play the game before work yesterday, and I couldn't even finish one 10-minute game. It's just like I'm always like ongoing. So
that's right, man.
When I'm not at work, I'm trying to study my Spanish because I want to be fluent.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read my book. I'm trying to go to the store and I'm shopping. And over here, the traffic's not amazing. So when I'm out, I'm trying to get my crap done. And then I got people wanting to have a conversation with me, and I'm like, oh, what time is it? I'm just trying to get my stuff done.
Oh, by the way, you got to guard your time, too.
You also have to do that.
Guard your time.
It's cool, though. It's cool being able to be a light to others and making people feel comfortable that they can come and talk to you and make them feel better about themselves.
100%.
And even when I'm talking to coworkers or whatever, and I hear them saying something negative, I'm like, whoa, you just have to change your mindset. Because why are you thinking like that in the first place?
Nice.
Why are you thinking negative?
Nice.
I can help them.
Woo!
I'm not getting nothing
so
back.
Proud of this guy,
I'm
man.
getting it back on the inside. I get it back because it makes me, I feel better. And
that's awesome, man.
It's been a great experience. And
dude,
it just keeps getting better. And we're
amazing.
not successful off of this yet.
No.
But the podcast has given me success internally.
Exactly. We're winning intrinsically with this thing because we got people that watch it. Like right now, there's nobody live right now, but watch, there's gonna be 2,000 views within a week. Because people are watching, they're tuning in, and we're sending out positive energies. And thank you for those of you people who are clicking on these. Because right before the show, we saw somebody clicked on our Amazon link. So thank you so much for doing that.
for our affiliate link.
Yeah. So keep clicking. We appreciate you. So, but we know it's gonna pay off, and so we're paying it forward. We're sharing valuable information because it does feel fantastic. It does.
It does.
But although when I was in the car on my way home today, I was tired. I was like, damn, I gotta go home and do the podcast today.
Yeah.
I was exhausted.
That's what I was.
But then when I came home, I didn't know that Sebastian had prepped the studio.
I didn't tell you.
No, you didn't let me know. So I was like, oh, he did. And then immediately I was like, oh, like Scooby Doo. Oh, okay. Oh boy. And I got excited, you know? So it's like the little things, man. And then once
I knew I was going to go out, so I knew I had to set this up before I left because I knew I was going to be back right on time.
That was freaking awesome.
So I wanted to
like
be
you took
easier for
accountability,
you,
man. Like you just like owned it, and I was like, wow, I love this guy, man. And so you pulled my energy up, and then when we started, like once we hit the camera, it's on.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know, like I feel like God's working through us anyways. So like
I think so.
we can only go so far by ourselves, but then God comes in and He's like, hey, yeah. If you let me wear you like a suit, I'm gonna wear you like a suit, and I'm gonna go out and reach out to people.
And I told one of my coworkers about the podcast, and he was so amazed by it and so interested. And even if this doesn't make us a lot of money, which I'm sure we will make money, but even without the money ever to come, even if it never comes, I'm never going to stop doing this podcast because of how much it's changed me as a person.
Absolutely. It's a great vehicle to live what you aspire to live by.
And
the
then
goals
I
that you
make
share.
commitments with you guys, our audience.
Right. You hold us accountable.
You hold me accountable, and it
100%.
helps me hold myself more accountable and build more self-discipline.
So we're already winning.
Yeah.
Even if there was no financial reward in it.
We're winning.
We're winning.
Yeah. And it feels great.
Yeah. I'm spending money on it.
I look forward to
costing me
doing
money
this
to do this thing.
It
doesn't matter.
It costs us. It costs both of us.
Exactly. He bought a new light today over there. So
you guys can't see it. Well, there's a tiny.
That light is helping us out, man. You're probably noticing it's a little bit brighter here now because of it. So yeah. Anyway, it's awesome, man.
It's been great.
Look how Ricky sent me that guitar last week. Man. I was like, blessings come. God hooks us up. Thank you so much.
Yes, exactly.
So, anyway, so let's get back on track. That was freaking great, man.
I like to keep it transparent with you guys.
It comes, and I love that we're sharing like this off the cuff. Like we go a little bit out of our schedule.
Yeah. Because
that's what this show's all about, man. We're about being authentic and real with you guys, right?
I think too many of these podcast people aren't. I think too many of anyone is just fake.
Well, I think a lot of people, maybe they're out there. Maybe
they try to act some way.
But I think some are just don't know better yet.
Some people are uneducated.
Yeah.
And some people willingly.
Yeah.
Act a different way.
Like clickbaiters.
Yes, exactly.
Oh
what
my
I'm talking
God!
About.
Like the catfish people.
I'm talking about catfish people. Yes, like the catfish people.
Oh, don't do that. Shame on you.
Be transparent with people. That's what's real.
Be real. Be yourself. Trust me. Everybody has a tribe.
Yes.
God planted people that are going to resonate with you. And you just need to find your tribe.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. You can't please everybody. You're not going to fit in everybody's circle. That's okay. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to fit in the circles that God wants you to fit into. So just go for that.
Yeah, and I hope you guys hear this and it makes you more confident to not try to worry about impressing so many people because I spent my whole school life, life as
trying to impress
someone
others.
In school. Yeah. Everything was about impressing others, and I'm not friends with none of them.
Right. They do nothing for you.
It's
so superficial. It's so short term.
They don't do nothing for you.
Cut yourself there.
But they really, like when you spend your life pleasing people,
it's a waste of time and money.
And emotional too.
Yeah, because
I have wasted money.
Then you get disappointed. Absolutely.
And then I get emotionally. I get hurt in my pocket, and then I get hurt in my heart because I care.
Right.
And not many people in today's world.
Yeah.
There's people that don't care at all. There's so many users. Yeah. So many takers.
Yeah.
So don't let yourself get taken advantage of. You know? Find out.
Don't use givers.
Yes.
Don't be a taker.
Don't
live in the balance, man. Let it be equal.
Don't try so hard to impress. Don't be worried about impressing everyone.
Yeah, man. Be yourself. And find your tribe, your authentic tribe.
Yeah.
People who are like you. That's who you're gonna. It's natural, man. Birds of a feather flock together. Just go with what intentionally makes you feel good.
Yes. What makes you feel good inside. Don't care about what you think someone's gonna.
Not because of the hype.
Exactly. Don't do it just because you think they're gonna be. You're an amazing person. You're this and you're that. Don't do it for what other people think. Right. Do it for what you think of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're the only one that's gonna be with yourself all the time. At every point of the day, you gotta go to work. My dad's not coming with me. My grandparents aren't coming with me.
Yeah,
they love me to death.
You gotta do the work.
But they're not gonna go and do the work. I gotta do the work. When I go to the gym, I gotta show up every day. when I go to the gym at midnight, when me and my girlfriend get off work and we got to go and work out till 1 a.m. because we got to get it in no matter what.
Yeah, that's commitment.
We're the ones doing it.
And who does
no one's doing it for you?
But if it's you.
Yes.
Right? Because if you exercise every single day, guess what you got? You have a lot of energy.
Yes.
Guess what else you got? You'll look good.
Yes.
Because you're lean, you're trim, right? So
you
keep
feel
doing
better
it.
when you put on your clothes.
There's rewards for your sacrifice, man.
Yes.
Look, you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep. You get what you give, man.
You get what you give.
Get what you give.
You know, you
so
got to put
positive.
Listen, it's the 80-20 rule, man. Look, 80% of the population do 20% of the work. And so that's why they have 20% of the income shared amongst all of them, right? The 20% that are high achievers, that 20% does 80% of the work. Yes. And guess what they get in return? 80% of the money. Yes. That's why they're in the top 10% and they're gazillionaires.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, add a bunch of billionaires.
Gazillionaires.
You know, you got billionaires right here, billionaires over there. Combine together, you got gazillionaires.
And I'm over here. I just said yup so quickly, like it's a real number. I'm like, you said gazillion.
I'm
like,
sure there's a gazillion somewhere. But we're not going to be talking about that gazillionaires anymore right now.
That was good, man.
Yeah, I know, man. I loved it.
Great. Yes. All right.
Okay, so we did
tip of the day.
So the mind, just real quick recap, mindset, right? So guard your mind.
Yes.
Guard your mind from bad instructions.
Yep.
And feed your mind with good instructions every single day.
Yes.
Do your morning mental exercises.
I love it.
Spiritual.
You gotta do that
your
every
turn.
day because it builds repetition is the key to everything.
To success.
In this world,
absolutely.
Everything is built upon repetition.
If you want to get
learning
good,
how to speak a language, learning how to walk, learning how to use the computer is by using it day in, day out.
In communication.
In communications, you gotta get better at communicating. I've been working since the podcast. I'm gonna say it quickly because I can talk forever. We both we have a podcast.
That's why we're good at this.
That's what we do. Entrefluential.
Yep, because we're communicators. We're slow talkers. We are. We are.
But since this, I've been trying to communicate more eloquently. I've been trying to speak, you know, in the big. I had moments where I paused. I was trying to talk about my thoughts and then
think about how to say it, reframe it.
I try to do that, yes, because I try to speak more clearly and concisely.
That's good. That's
I ramble a lot. So I'm starting this.
I love that. That's good that you recognize that because because you don't want to, I hate to say it because it kind of sounds crude, but you don't want to word vomit on people.
You don't,
right? Word vomit.
And I can do that. And you gotta accept it.
What you want to do is you want to feed people good value.
Yes, because when you do
so
that,
you
the diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah, diarrhea.
As my mom used to call it. She would say, "I have diarrhea of the mouth."
Right. Keep
because I'm trying to say a point, and I've said so many words that she lost the point that I was trying to make.
Right.
And that's just. At first, it pissed me off because I have an ego.
Yeah,
right. So it pissed me off because I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to do all that.
Right.
But then once I realized, like, okay. Like you said, it's a skill to communicate properly.
Right, with sound, with bullet points, with,
yes,
or sound bites.
Yes,
right, to convey your message very, like you said, clear and concise.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
Get it out there.
Takes repetition.
Right, and what happens is the shorter the phrase of the words,
they understand it better.
The message is remembered.
Yeah. Because they don't have to remember so much.
It was
so
short and sweet,
clear, and straight to the point.
Right.
And that's why I love.
That's why you need
Dr.
vocabulary.
Because he uses vocabulary.
Right.
He's quick. He doesn't tell you in 100 pages. The Bible is so long. He tells you, okay, look, let's break down this chapter in one little page.
Right. Snippets. And he uses plain language. Yes. It doesn't have to be heavy words.
You don't have to try to sound so smart. And,
I'm going to acquiesce to your request,
I'm going to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious this thing.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I don't know if you don't know this, but because you were working last night, but Grandpa and I watched Saving Mr. Banks last night.
No way.
With Mary Poppins. It was funny that you brought that up. Wow. Love that movie. Such a good movie.
All right, man.
Okay, what do you got?
Today, for the spiritual.
Dad, Grandpa was like, "Who is that woman?" I was like, "Oh, that's Emma Watson." It was Emma Thompson. Emma Watson's from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Oh my gosh, man, that's funny.
All right, what do we got for spiritual tip of the day?
So this is a summary of the Song of Solomon,
which is a chapter in the Bible.
The Book of Solomon. He calls it the Song of Solomon right here. And it goes like this. Like his father, Solomon was a musician and songwriter.
The Song of Solomon is a song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't
Song
read like
Solomon.
Yeah, it doesn't read like a song, but it was literally a song.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I learned more, guys. See, you
Yep.
always can learn.
Yep.
Always can learn. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So Solomon was a musician and a songwriter and the author of 1,005 songs. 1 Kings verse 4:32. This one is preserved in the Bible, and its theme is love, especially the love between a husband and wife. Though not overly explicit in a literal way, Song of Solomon uses figures of speech to describe the sanctity of wedded love. In the story, King Solomon traveled from Jerusalem to the areas north near Nazareth. He saw a Shulamite woman, and fell in love with her. He wrote this poem about their courtship and marriage. The tale is told by various characters, the bride, groom, and their friends. It showed us that God designed marriage to be joyful, even if we see ourselves as imperfect. In this song, the couple had a serious misunderstanding. Song of Solomon 5, verse 2 through 6, 3. But they worked through it, resolved to let true love prevail. So they had problems, but they worked through it. And that's the key thing to relationships, especially why people don't last long in today's world, is because everyone's so freaking caught up about themselves and what they want that they forget about what their partner wants. Mm-hmm. That they have wants and needs too. Mm-hmm. And they also have feelings and emotions. So you guys get into arguments. It's not easy. Sometimes you try to talk it out and it doesn't exactly work out in that moment. But then later on, okay, when you have a clear mind and you're not thinking so emotionally, you can go back to that and like, okay, I see what you were saying and you see what I'm saying. And now we can get along and become a better couple after that. Anyways.
Tony Robbins has some really good tips for relationships.
You showed me. Yes. And that's what even this is talking about. It's like you can't just, it's going to be tough, but you got to work together and fix it and prevail.
And know how to behave in a relationship.
Yes. The writer uses many pictures from nature, including this one in Song of Solomon, verse 2:15. Catch us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. Our relationships are threatened by little things. Wow, they're threatened by little things, by the little foxes. They romp and frolic in the vineyard, and they can ruin the tender vines and immature grapes. It's not just major issues that damage our relationships. Sometimes it's the little small aggravations, the little small grievances, and minor flaws that will destroy a relationship. The Bible teaches that love overcomes and covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter verse 4:8. Don't focus on the weaknesses of others, but on their strengths. Beware the little foxes.
Ooh.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really great.
Because it's always the little small things that end up adding up to a lot.
That's true.
You know? The key theme of the Song of Solomon, the Book of Solomon, is to never let resentments, arguments, neglect, and other little foxes nibble away at the romance and health of the home. Our key challenge, be a person who looks for the good in people rather than focusing on their faults and frailties.
Yeah.
Don't allow negativity to play a role in your relationships with your friends and loved ones. Our key verse, many waters cannot quench love, nor can the floods drown it. If a man would give for love all the wealth of his house, it would be utterly despised. Song of Solomon 8:7. Our key prayer, God, give me the ability to love others well and to see them as you do, and not to allow sinful pride enter my relationships with people that I should love.
So that happens a lot with It happens to a lot of people. Like when you have close access to your friends, your family, your loved ones,
Yep.
you have the ability to hit their trigger points.
Yes.
Because you're so close to each
And
other.
we see
That's
them
why,
more.
because you're in an intimate relationship, right?
Yes.
And so you have to protect your tongue, your mouth, right? Guard your tongue, because like we talked about in a previous episode,
It's a double-edged sword.
The Bible says that your tongue is a double-edged sword. It's both capable of inflicting wounds and of healing them. So
yeah.
So remember that, like whenever you're having and here's the thing, why do conflicts even start in relationships? The reason why a conflict starts in a relationship is because you have an expectation, and the outcome is different from your expectation. But why are you expecting someone to act exactly as you would act? Because they're not you.
Yes,
You're two different people.
Great. That's great.
So look at it and say, okay, hold on a second. My perceptual view is different from their perceptual view, and you have to accept that.
Yeah.
It's okay, I'm responding to this.
You weren't expecting a sermon?
That's okay.
Well, I'm sorry, but over here at the Entrefluential Life, we do mental, physical, and spiritual tips, and we're Christians. It's a Christian development and entrepreneurship podcast. So if anyone out there, if you're coming in here, if you're going to say that you're not expecting a sermon, like this person commented, nobody else can see it, but I'm going to speak on it. Over here, that's what we do. We give the voice to God. So if you're not going to enjoy that, then you can find your own tribe, and we wish you greatness in anything that you do. We don't wish anything bad on you. But don't say things like you're going to come over here and you didn't expect a sermon, you want entrepreneurship. Baby, the Entrefluential Life is entrepreneurship, influence, and it's about our Christian values. So that's the Entrefluential Life.
Because Entrefluence includes physical, mental, and spiritual wellness.
Yes.
So it's the triune of a human being. It's who we are spiritually.
Yes,
so you have to feed your physical, your mental, and your spiritual self. So if you're going to feed your spiritual self, are you going to feed your spiritual self with a buffet of spirituality that exists in the world?
Yeah.
Or are you going to look at doctrine that's been repeated for thousands of years, right? So that's where our Christian reality or Christian worldview comes from. It's from thousands of years that have been passed on to us generationally. And so those values we instill in others and in our lessons because we believe them to be true. So
exactly.
And if we're wrong, we're okay with being wrong about it because
this is what we believe.
Because they bring love and they bring light to others.
Yeah. So why would
there's nothing negative about being a Christian.
Exactly.
There's only positive.
Nothing negative at all.
There's only positive results that come out of it. So that's why we choose to do it.
And at the same time, for those of you that feel threatened or aggravated or insulted by coming on here and thinking it's just all about entrepreneurship and you don't want to hear us talk about Christianity, we're not telling you guys that you need to go and be a Christian. You can choose to believe whatever you want to believe.
Yeah, just consider these values.
Yeah, consider it.
Yeah.
That's all that we ask, and that's
that's part of the Entrefluential Life.
That's a part of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that covers the spiritual aspect. Now we're going to get into the entrepreneur side, which is today we're going to talk about what drives entrepreneurs to start a business.
I'm excited to hear.
So this is coming from a course that I'm working on, and I've already gotten module 1 completed. So the first question for this is, what drives entrepreneurs to start a business? So there's 3 different primal benefits of owning a business. First, the first benefit, right? Primal means like instinctive.
Yeah.
Like what's the instinctive drive for us to become entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
So number one, there has to be a benefit, right?
Yeah.
So benefit number 1 is it's income. So as a business owner, your income is not capped. It is the result of your efforts. That's a pretty good reason, right? Income. You can make as much money as you want.
Yes.
If you have a job, you're gonna go take a job like McDonald's. They're gonna say, okay, you work at $17 an hour.
You can only work
you're
so
a
many
teacher,
hours a week. You can only make so much
40
money.
hours a week, right? Yeah, 30 hours a week. It's capped.
There's a cap.
Right. So whether you're working at McDonald's or you're working as a teacher or you're working as an engineer, as a doctor, as a lawyer, your income can only go so far if you're an employee.
Yeah.
If you're an owner of the business, then your income is not capped.
It's limitless. Yeah.
So as a business owner, you that's one of the benefits, is having unlimited income potential. Don't worry about that. Just ignore it. So the benefit number two is freedom. You have the right to know that you have the ability to work when you want, where you want, as much as you want, or as little as you want.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah. An entrepreneur, you make your hours.
You make your hours.
You decide you want to work as much this day or as little this day. It's your choice.
Okay, benefit number three is achievement. Entrepreneurs are creators. When a business succeeds, the creator feels a sense of internal reward. So isn't it cool?
You do feel that. And that internal reward is like greater than getting a paycheck somewhere. That's like that feeling that you're succeeding, that you're putting in the effort and it paid off.
100%. Well, here's another benefit of being an entrepreneur. Another form of achievement is, think about how many lives you impact if you're an entrepreneur. If you're a business owner and you're hiring people and you're educating them and you're building them up, right? First of all, if you're giving somebody a paycheck, you're helping them feed their family.
Yeah.
You're helping them put their kids to school.
Because you don't know what position someone's in. They might really direly need that job and need that money to provide for their family.
Right.
And times are tough. It's not easy. Once you become an adult, I'm just learning this now. As a young adult, this crap is not easy to survive in the world and to pay and to eat healthy and all of that. So you don't know how much you're helping somebody. When you give them a job, you don't know what their situation is. So you're giving back to the community by having jobs, by giving jobs to people.
100%. So that is another form of achievement, is helping other people that you employ to feed their family, to pay for their kids' college, for whatever the things that they're doing. You're bettering their lives. So you create those incomes, you create those jobs. So that's another form of achievement, right?
Yeah.
So to see your business grow, to see it thrive, to see it help other people, to solve a problem in the marketplace. So like the best way to start a business is to figure out what the problem is that your target audience has, and then find out a solution. And you create that solution by looking at what other companies are doing, and then you come up with your own variation of what other people are doing. You have to make it novel in order for you to have like a stickiness to it.
That's right. You got to solve the problem in a different way.
In your own unique way, right? You solve the problem in your own unique way. That's called a unique selling proposition. Now you have the ability to influence them to buy from you versus your competition. And if you can provide a service that's better than your competition, well, then that's all the more reason for them to do business with you. Yeah. So yeah, don't worry about that. Just John Paul speaking back about that. That's awesome. So okay, so the next.
Thank you, John Paul.
so the next slide is. Let me see. I lost my spot there. What does a business actually do? So there's three essential functions of a business. Oops, lost it. Because when I turned it sideways, it so that's okay. I got it right here. What does a business actually do? So function number one, I just kind of covered this. Identify a problem. Function number one is to identify a problem, see a need, fill a need. Determine your novel solution to your client's problems. Number two, the second function of a business is to create a plan. You have to, and so you can follow this: know, have, do. Yeah. What do I need to know? What do I need to have? And how will I do it? Right? That's your business plan. Yes. Right? What do I need to know? What do I need to have? And how am I going to do it? So that's the business plan of solving your client's problem. And then number three, the third function of starting your business is to actually take action. Yeah. So write down your step-by-step instructions so that you and your staff can follow it to do all of the things that you need to do. And we call this an operations manual.
Wow. Yeah. So the plan, you create the plan and then you work the plan.
Exactly. Create your plan your work and work your plan, from Stephen Covey.
Yes.
Nice.
Plan your work and work the plan.
All right. So the next question is, what goes into creating a business from scratch? So there's three basic elements that every business needs. Number 1 is standards. Number 2 is systems, and number 3 is your staffing. Let's talk about standards. We use standards to measure our systems and our staff. I want you to think of standards as a barometer. Think of it as a fuel gauge.
Yeah.
Okay, or a yardstick. And you're going to measure how you and your company are performing to the standards that you agree up front to complete, right? So like if your customer service is going to be world-class customer service, when you measure
the standard,
that's your standard that you set. I said in the beginning, I say my company is going to offer world-class service. Now, when I deliver my service, it better be world-class.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when I measure it, it's going to come up short if I'm not delivering world-class service.
Exactly.
And if you don't know what world-class service is, you need to go to the dictionary and define it. Define what world-class service is so you can get an idea. It's like top level. It's premier service. First class service.
Yep. It's like you go out to eat and you don't see the server until they come back to drop off the check. You want the opposite of that. You want someone who's going to be checking in on you, making sure you're doing good, making sure your drinks are refilled so you're not thirsty while you're eating your meal.
Yep.
You know?
Attentive customer service.
Exactly.
Right. Be very attentive and read your audience and know what they want.
Yes.
And perceive what they want before they ask for it so that you can have it ready to
Then
deliver
you're really
on the spot.
Then
that's
killing it at that
service.
point. That is world-class.
That's world-class service.
You know what they want before they even ask you.
Absolutely. That is great service. Okay, systems. Everything about your business needs to be systematized in order for you to thrive. Systems enable you to scale up, which means to multiply your business. And the third thing is staffing. The key to success is within your staff because they interact with everyone your business touches. That's your internal customers and your external customers. So like when I was in grad school, we talked about internal customers and external customers. External customers are the people that come in to buy your services or your products. Internal customers are the third-party vendors that you use to do whatever it is that you do. So like for me as a real estate broker, a vendor for me would be like a title company, a appraisal company, and a home inspection company. They are all vendors that I need to work with. So I need to treat them as my internal customers. I need to treat them great so they'll want to continue doing business with me.
Right.
My external customers are people who buy and sell and rent homes, right? Lease properties. So those customers, external customers, I need my team, myself and my team, to perform fantastic for them in order to provide excellent service so that we can meet that expectation. So you have again, the key is to provide everyone with excellent customer service.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so those are the 3 basic elements. Now, my next question in the course is, what makes a business successful? There's 4 parts of every successful business. So let's look at those 4 parts. Number 1 is the patriarchy or the matriarchy. So patriarchy is like the king on top. Yeah. Matriarchy is the queen on top. Whoever is on top, the king or the queen, you have to have the top person, authority figure, to set the standards, right? And they need to be good at what they do if they're going to lead other people. The second thing you need is people. You need a team to work for you, right? Yeah. It's called human capital. Yep. The third thing that you need are policies and procedures. The policies are this is what we offer to our customers, and the procedures are this is how we fulfill what we offer to our customers. And then the last thing is to make a business successful, you need profit. If your company, the number one thing that a business is responsible for doing is making money for the owner. And if a company is not profitable, then your business is not going to be successful. You need to make a profit. Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, you're just going to be spending all your money to keep the business up and running, and then you might fall into other troubles. You know, if you're not making money, you have expenses. Yeah. You're always spending money. Yeah. And if you're not making more than enough to cover your expenses, then you're not making a profit. Yeah. You've got to make a profit to make a living. Otherwise, you're going to go get a job working for somebody else. Exactly. So my next question is, what are the indicators of mature business? So I have 9 indicators of mature business. So as you start off, you're beginning with the 3 basic elements, right? looking at the marketplace and finding out where there's a gap that needs to be filled, which is the problem. You're identifying a problem. You're looking at how you do your research and look at how you can solve that problem in a novel way, which means your own spin on the solution, right? And then you take action to solve that problem. That's the three basic elements. That's all you need to launch your business, to start your business. Now let's step back and say, what does my business look like when I grow? If I want to have a barometer, if you want to have a trajectory of where you're going to grow your business, then you should know what a mature business looks like. And so that's what we do right here is we're going to share what a mature business looks like. So the first thing that a mature business has is a good leadership team. And the leadership's job is to determine the strategy. That's the what. What is this? What are we going to do in our company to serve clients? And then the second thing behind strategy is tactics. These are the marching orders that you give to your troops, which is your staff, and those are going to be the tactics, which are the how. This is our strategy. This is how you're going to achieve that strategy. Go out and do it. Right? So strategy and tactics. The second thing you're going to have is operations management. So operations management is a fancy way of saying that the managers are teachers, coaches, and mentors. And their job is to educate the staff in their department to make them more effective, right? So that they can fulfill the duties that they're prescribed to fulfill, right? So the managers teach, coach, and mentor their staff to be more efficient in their job, to fulfill the functions that they have. Everybody has a function, everybody has a purpose, and the more optimal you can be at fulfilling that purpose, the better the company will thrive.
Absolutely.
Part 3 is human resources. The job of human resources is to recruit, hire, train, measure, and elevate your human capital, which are your people, right? So when somebody comes into your organization, your business, your job and the job of the human resources department is to take them where they are and move them up in your organization. You should always elevate every single person that comes into your organization. They should never stay at the bottom. They should be always climbing forward. Give them opportunities to grow.
To move up.
Because if you want your company to thrive, you need to take care of everyone in your company. That's the way to thrive.
And there's companies out there that won't move you up. And that's why people have to go and look for another job somewhere else.
And they become disenchanted and then they leave.
Yes. They're out of it. At that point they don't want to show up to work anymore because they want to strive for more. And when they get told they can't do more, it's very upsetting. Very upsetting. If you have a company, yes, move your people up. Move them up. Give them an opportunity to earn it.
Absolutely. Empower them. Empower them, and they'll give you their loyalty.
And if they're working hard enough for your business, they deserve it.
100%.
Because they're putting everything that they have on the line. Their whole feeding their family, taking care of themselves without a family.
And you're responsible for taking care of their family too. It's not your primary responsibility, but it is your secondary responsibility. Because that employee that works for you is your family. Yes. Your business is your family. So you need to take care of his extended family.
Yeah.
It's your duty.
Absolutely. I don't think these businesses would function without their workers.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. Because then who's going to have to come down? The people that are up, they're going to have to come down, roll up their sleeves, and start doing the work. And if you've ever watched Undercover Boss or that show where they have to go and start doing it themselves, so many of these rich people that are the CEO of these companies, they don't know how to there's one guy that didn't even know how to pick up trash and put it into a trash bag. The CEO of the waste company, the waste WW.
He didn't know how to do it?
He couldn't even, he asked the guy, is there a method? He's like, you just pick it up and you put it in the bag. What do you mean method? Like, you just pick it up and put it in there. The guy was struggling to even pick up trash and put it into a trash bag. You can't do something as simple as that. Your business is not going to function without the workers, so treat them properly.
Absolutely. Take care of them. Take care of your people, and then they'll take care of you.
Yeah.
All right, so the fourth part of a mature business is having a marketing department. And the job of the marketing department is to communicate the business plan to the public.
Yep.
If you're not communicating what you do to the public, then they don't know what you do. They don't know who you are. They don't know you exist. So you've got to say, hey guys, how are you? I'm over here and this is what we do.
Yeah.
So this right here, this podcast is a communication. We're communicating with our public.
Yep.
So that's part 4 is having a marketing department to communicate with the audience and let them know what you do. You got to tell them what you do so they can set the expectations.
Yeah.
You say, this is what we offer. So they know what you offer.
Yep.
And if you say, I'm going to offer this, then you better offer it to them. You
Exactly.
better fulfill the promise that you're making to your audience.
Yeah.
Number 5 is sales. You need a sales team. The job of the sales team is to nurture warm leads and convert hot leads into paying customers. Now, when somebody comes to your business and they don't know who you are, they're a cold lead. When they have seen you and heard of you, you're moving them up through a process that's called, in the sales journey, it's called brand ramp. You're ramping them up in your business. And RAMP stands for recognize, articulate, prefer, memorize and prefer. Recognize, articulate, memorize, prefer. When they get to the prefer point, they've heard your message so much and they've seen you and compared you to the competition, and they prefer you over the competition. Now they're ready to do business with you.
Yeah.
So that's part of the sales team's job, is to move people from cold traffic to warm traffic, where they actually know you, like you, trust you, and then convert them into a paying customer. They want to do business with you.
Yes.
Then the 6th part of a mature business is the accounting and the finance department. And their job is to administer the payroll, to create income and expense reports and profit and loss reports. And they also fund the marketing and the research and development expenses. So I didn't get into research and development, but if your company is doing pretty well, then they should be looking at ways to expand your products or services in new markets. That requires research and development, or to come up with new products and services to serve your customers that are already doing business with you.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 7th part of a mature business is information technology. You have to have an IT department. And the reason why you need an IT department is, number 1, they're going to manage the software and the hardware systems inside of your business that people use to do the job. The second thing that they do, which is really important in today's day and age, is they monitor the system as a form of security to protect your business assets. Now, what do you need to protect your assets from? Well, now we have something called cybercrime, right? And so you don't want your business to be hacked. By the way, if you have, well, let me just leave that out, because I don't want to broadcast something and like go against a company that, I just don't want to open up any liabilities. There's some, let me just say this, okay? There's probably some programs on your phone, and I'm not going to say what programs, that you should probably take off your phone to protect yourself from people going into your phone and hacking your bank account information and your passwords.
Yes.
So be careful of what you put on your phone. I just got that tip from a client yesterday, and so
Really?
I'll tell you about it later on private.
Wow.
But just be careful what you have on your phone. So anyways, they protect you from cybercrime, and they also protect you from your intellectual property being stolen.
Mm.
All right, the 8th department that you'll find in a mature business is a legal department. Whether it's internal or outsourced, your business should look at the legal issues in order to protect yourself from legal liabilities. So there's regulatory compliance. That means that you're following the rules that your municipality, your state, your city, and the federal government has. And if you do business internationally, then you need to look at the rules for the places internationally that you're doing business with. So you have a lot of lawyers that you probably should be communicating with if you have that type of mature business. But at a minimum, if you're operating locally, you want to make sure you're following the local rules.
Yes.
Which generally is about having a specific license. Like if you're in real estate, you need a real estate license.
Yeah.
If you own a business, you need an occupational license, a business license.
Yeah.
So make sure you're paying those taxes to get that license to the location where you're operating. So make sure you do that. That's one thing is regulatory compliance. The other thing is licensing and following the procedures that they have so you don't break any rules.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's also the legal protection of your intellectual property. So if you have trademarks or copyrights, that protects you from somebody using your business identity to profit from it.
Yeah.
If they do profit from using if somebody was to use the Entrefluential Life brand, we could go after them and file an injunction that will stop them from using the brand name any further. But if you have a trademark on the brand, then you would be able to go after them for compensatory damages, which means that the judge will award you money that they collected from their clients for using your brand name. And that's why you want to trademark your brand and your logo. So that's the second thing. Another thing that you should do with legal. And the other thing is when you're engaged in contracts, when you're negotiating with third-party vendors or with customers, you should have a lawyer look at your contracts and make sure that they're in your best interest. Because when you're negotiating contracts between two parties, one party wants it in their favor, the other party wants it in their favor. So you go back and forth. If you don't know what you're signing, you could be giving away a bigger piece of the pie to the people that you're doing business with. Yeah, you need to do business with them, but you shouldn't have to give away 3/4 of the pie in order to do that business. So a lawyer can help you understand the contract that you're getting into and tell you what's in your best interest so that you don't give too much of the pie away. You're trying to look for a 50-50 win would be ideal, but it never happens that way. It doesn't seem to happen that way. So just make sure that you have your side protected.
Absolutely.
And then the ninth department of a mature business is the customer service and client retention department. So their job is, as far as customer service goes, is to take orders, to track fulfillment, which means you bought something from me, I'm going to make sure you get it. That's tracking fulfillment. And then also the customer service duties are to resolve complaints, and also you can provide rewards and incentives that belongs under client retention. The best way to retain your clients, and it's better, you earn more money in your business by retaining clients than going after new clients.
Yeah.
And one of the best ways that we've come up with to retain clients is by providing them what's called customer rewards, right? And rewards programs.
Yes.
So like we do business with Royal Caribbean, and when we go on cruises with Royal Caribbean, because we're part of the Crown and Anchor Society, that's a rewards program. They give us rewards, like free drinks or free tote bag and so forth.
Wow.
So it's nice to have those rewards, or early departure or whatever. Yeah. You can provide rewards in your business to retain your clients, right? You reward them for being loyal customers. Yeah. You can reward them for giving you referrals, for sending their friends over, their family over to do business with you as well.
Which is a great idea to get more business.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and then you can also do affiliate programs. So you can say, hey, I want you to be a brand ambassador. Yep. If you market my business, I'll give you 30% commission on selling these products or services. Yeah. So you can create an affiliate program and reward your customers for sharing what you do with others. Yeah. So you're probably saying, you know what, I love this information. If you are an entrepreneur, if that's your nature, you're probably thinking, I really love this. What's my first step? What's my next step, Sebastian? And so your next step is to go back to the 3 essential functions of a business. Yeah. Start with thinking about where is there a gap in the marketplace that you can fill that gap with your own style of a solution. Look at the problem. Once you've identified a problem, look at how other people who would be your competitors, how are they solving that problem for your potential customers, right? And how can you make it uniquely yours, your own way of solving that problem? And let it be something that you would love to do, that you find that would come natural to you, that you would actually wake up in the morning excited to do on a daily basis. When you have those elements, and you've done, the next thing is to do your research, right? Yeah. And plan out, how would you solve that problem step by step? That's your business plan. Once you've got that, you create a website and you start marketing that you offer that solution to your prospects. Yeah. And that's it. You're ready to launch. All you really need is a website. Yeah. So that's it. That's what I got for you, man.
That was great.
That's module 1 of Up 3, and that'll be available on Udemy. And I think that class I'm going to offer for probably like $100. I think I'm going to list it for $100. I gave away Up 1 and 2. Those are free courses. Yeah. That's on personal development. You start with foundations, and then you go to personal growth plan. And it's really about getting those, like the morning mental exercises, the mindset right. Because once you have your mindset right, then you're able to maturely, responsibly start a business.
Yes.
Because if you can't start something on shaky ground, so you got to get solid yourself, get your mind in the right place, and then go out there and do that thing that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Go and do your research, figure out how you're going to solve the problem, write it out step by step how you're going to do it. It doesn't need to be crazy detailed, just a simple answer.
Yeah.
Right? What are the steps that you will take to solve the problem? Once you've written it out down, those steps, like, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. This is it. This is how I do it. Now you're ready. Then you start advertising. Create your website. Get out there on Facebook. Do social media posts. Go and do podcast guesting and talk about how what's your expertise. Like, how do you solve that problem? What's your unique take on it? When you can talk about that in 30 minutes, you're ready to go on people's podcasts and share that information. And that's how you amplify your message.
Yeah.
Right? Which is our goal here, is to help you amplify your message.
Exactly.
So for that person who was watching was like, oh, I don't understand. I thought you were talking about entrepreneurship. Now, that's what we just did for the last half an hour of the show, 45 minutes actually, because we went 15 minutes long, is we educate people by sharing information that we do in our own business and also by bringing on special guests who talk about what they're doing in their business. So in the Entrefluential Life, we feed your physical, mental, and spiritual wellness, and then we talk about entrepreneurship building tips.
Yes, the entrepreneurship part comes at the end. So for those of you that are first-time listeners and are going to join in on the next time, it's always, we do it the same way every single time.
Every single time.
Entrepreneurship tip comes at the end. It's either us giving you guys a tip or it's an interview.
Yep.
We'll have half an hour or longer with somebody who has multiple 6-figure businesses or someone that
or
is
7-figure.
specializing or 7-figure.
We've had
all
2
kinds of
7-figure
people.
business owners. Yeah.
Exactly. So, don't think that you're going to come over here and
No. If it's not for you, if it's not a good fit, then there's a whole bunch of other sites out there, and God bless you, man. We wish you the best. But if you're open to receiving physical, mental, and spiritual wellness advice from a Christian worldview, that's what we do.
Yes.
And we provide so that's the first half of the show. The second half of the show is entrepreneurship building tips. If you want to come in the second half at 8 o'clock and watch just the entrepreneur, from 7:30 to 8 is personal development, and from 8 to 8:30 is professional development.
Exactly.
So maybe we should put that on the show notes too.
Yes, probably.
But we have the physical, mental, spiritual tips, but we don't have the time where we start on the
thing is, we
building.
also run long, sometimes longer. The person made that comment around
generally starts at 8
something.
Yeah.
I think she's
ready to go.
Yep.
Okay, well that's cool, and now you know. If you didn't know, that's how we operate. So thank you for joining us. We hope you guys got value out of this, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. on the Entrefluential Life. So in the meantime, go out there and amplify your message. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. John Paul, thank you for coming in, man. So great to see you, buddy.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for being on our side.
Yeah, we love that, man. That's awesome, dude. Thanks for the love. All right, guys. See you all later. Bye-bye.